Hello, everybody. My name is Joey MacDizon, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of the veteran-owned and operated business, the Mobile Cigar Lounge. First off, I would like to thank everyone for the opportunity to showcase our business. And secondly, as we go through our presentation, I will say next slide so that we're moving along together. Please save all questions to the end. Just kidding. So once again, Joey MacDizon, the Mobile Cigar Lounge. Let us honor your traditions. Next slide. So our main mission, our focus, our why, we love creating beautiful experiences and turning them into unforgettable memories. For us being in the military, we understand that life is a journey and we have to really appreciate those special moments. And those special moments for myself and my partners were having a cigar in a smoke pit overseas. For us, that was a memory because it was talking about remnants of being back at home, being with friends and family. But at that time, we were in a different country fighting a war, and our brothers and sisters, we just sat in a smoke pit, smoke 'em if you got 'em, and really enjoyed that cigar. And for us, a huge saying is, you might not remember the cigar, but you remember the people that you smoked it with. And I think that's very powerful because we believe that the cigar is just the vessel. The opportunity is the experience. And as we go along this presentation, you'll see that experiences are such a powerful thing because the human mind is what remembers those special moments. Next slide. So the topics that we're going to cover is we're going to cover a little history about the Mobile Cigar Lounge, our product, service, market, go-to strategy, customers, financials, and the key risk. Next slide. So what is the Mobile Cigar Lounge? About 2 years ago in September 2018, my two partners and I, Patrick and Miley, I've known them for 15 years plus. I've known Patrick in the Marine Corps, and Miley, him and I played rugby together at Norwich University. We got together and we were just like, how can we do something about putting those special memories and bring it to the civilian sense, right? We thought about memories. And when we talk about experience, how do you bring in the civilian sense? You think about birthdays. You think about traditions like weddings, birth of a baby. You talk about owning a new home. So those things really cultivate in our minds. That those special moments are what people really remember. So back in 2018, myself and two other veterans, we got together because at that time we were just passionate about cigars. Molly and I used to go to cigar lounges every weekend and just relax. I've had some of the greatest conversations over a cigar. And I believe that's one of the last social places of where social things happen. Usually you go to a cigar bar or cigar lounge and there's people talking, they're communing, right? They're really experiencing that moment. And we're very passionate about the industry as well because that's the whole part of it. It's just being part of an industry that really capitalizes on just experiences. And once we saw that doing weddings and doing parties and being at festivals at the time when we started, I thought it was a powerful thing. And back when we opened up, our business really changed from where it was to where it is now. And as we go through the history of, 2018, we do a lot of weddings now and private parties. 2018, I had 0 weddings. 2019, I had 13 weddings. And now 2020, 2021, we have close to almost 200 weddings. It's a powerful thing because we really found out that people love experience, especially times as we go through COVID. You're looking for something intimate, something unique. And that's what we really wanted. And that's what we found in our company. And we believed in it because we had so much passion. Next slide. So really, we made things very easy for our clients. We have 2 services. We have a cigar bar and a cigar bar with a cigar roller. Very simple, very easy. I would love to say we have the easiest job when it comes to a wedding. Why? Because it's a 2-hour service for each one. We're in, we're out, which also means that we have our scalability where we could do more than one event in a day. For example, just 3 weeks ago, we had 16 events in 1 week. then 12, and we're hovering between 10 to 12 events every week. Why? Because we show up 30 minutes prior, right? Military time, 2 hours of service, 30 minutes of breakdown. It's nice and simple because for weddings, I always say, as we said, as an easy as a vendor because, people are there for a very long time. For us, in and out, because we believe that we bring value. Especially, we love saying, like, let us come to the end of the night. Why? At weddings and parties, the formalities are pretty much done, right? The food, people are full from all the food, drunk from all the drinking, tired from all the dancing. They just want to go out and smoke a cigar and just really relax. And for those of you that have either smoked a cigar or tried it once, it's always funny, especially if you tried it once, but it's not your thing, which is totally fine with that. You'll always remember that. Like, yeah, I tried it. I was at my friend's wedding. Or, yeah, I tried it. We were over in Iraq or Afghanistan. Yeah, I tried it. I was with a bunch of friends. It's those special moments that make it very powerful. So as simple as it is, as a cigar bar and cigar service, that's what we do. That's what we bring to these events. And the great thing is, on average, we have those services. Around average, we have $604 in terms of average per event. Next slide. So who's our market, right? We stay in the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia area. I mean, we have traveled all the way west of Pennsylvania, and we've traveled as far as Vermont. But those are special occasions. But we really believe there's a huge market right in this breadbasket of events, and we just want to capitalize on it. Because, for example, in New Jersey in 2019, close to 48,000 weddings happened in New Jersey alone. 48,000 weddings. And now if we add in New York City, it's close to 33. You add in Philadelphia, close to around 10,000, 10,100. But then the average cost for all those places is around $30,000 per wedding. Now, if you heard back in my last slide that our average cost is $600, we're just a drop in the bucket for a lot of those parties, and it's a no-brainer. And the average cost just for New Jersey alone is $37,000. So we're above the average cost. We believe that our market is sitting right here because we want to be king of the hill. We want to make sure that when people find experiences, looking for an intimate or unique addition to their wedding, to their birthdays, to their retirements, they want to find us because we are those people. We are that company to bring it to your party, to your event. And as we talk about private parties and private events, birthdays are huge. Especially through COVID, going through the pandemic. We pivoted and created, we used to do large packages. We created these small, intimate packages where you have a personal cigar roller in your backyard, rolling cigars for you and your family. Can you imagine that? Imagine your birthday, your wife, your spouse, they surprise you. You enjoy cigars, or sometimes you enjoy on the golf course. You show up, and there's a nice cigar roller rolling Nicaraguan tobacco in your backyard. Who wouldn't be happy? For a lot of the guys and gals out there that really value or really treasure a nice hand-rolled cigar, it's one of those, I'm pretty sure you'll be excited. So corporate events we've been working at. We do a lot of golf outings, grand openings. I mean, these are like, as we talk about, honoring your traditions. Well, name a better duo between golf and cigars. How many golf courses here are in the New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York, well, not really New York City, but in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area? I mean, listen, you could put a pin somewhere and you'll have golf courses within 30 minutes around the area. See, that's what we love doing because it's always those special moments. Next slide. our go-to market strategy. Where do we get our sales? Where's our channels of revenue, right? For us, wedding expos. Even though wedding expos in person have been sort of not happening, it's been doing very slowly. We pivoted and started looking for virtual wedding expos. And they've been a hit for us because why? It puts us in front of brides and couples in the confines in their own home to book weddings. Now, if this was pre-COVID, obviously a lot of for us as a company, we're going to these wedding expos, event planner expos. We're getting out there because we want to show people what we do. That is our market. We want to show them who we are, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it, and bringing that experience to your, bringing it to your event. And at these expos, you know what we love to do? We cigar roll right there. Why? Because it's very visual. You could talk about it, but when you're rolling in front of these couples, these brides and their fiancés and spouses, they get super excited. And so for us, that's where we get a lot of our a lot of our leads. Same thing with event planner expos. We love working with event planners and wedding planners. So that's one of our relationships that we build. Social media, we have a great strong presence on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. You know, I was just at a birthday party yesterday. A fellow Marine, it was his 50th, and the thing is, he comes up to the table. It's a surprise, and he goes, "Man, I see this all over Instagram." You know, I'm proud of our team because that's where our market hangs out in. It's Instagram, it's in the social media, it's very visual. We really concentrate on the experience, but that's what we use. And the last thing that we do is we really concentrate on relationships with event DJs and photographers. It's something very important for us. Establishing those relationships is an awesome thing. And the reason why there's habits of a wedding planner. You know, they want to find their venues, their DJs, or photographers. I like to be connected with those people already. We want to plant that first seed. And we want to make sure that, hey, if you're looking for something different, the Mobile Cigar Lounge brings it to you. And we invest in our time and resource because that's where our clients hang out in. Next slide. Now, talking about our customers, we have two customers. We have the fiance, girlfriend, wife, and her name is Tiffany. Those are our avatars. You know, a lot of the greats talk about having avatars and who you're marketing to. This is Tiffany. People think just because I'm a cigar company that my market is men. Like, men book us. 80 to 85% of our bookings are women. So I do a huge social media marketing to make sure I attract these women to our services because why? They're buying it for their spouses, they're buying it for their boyfriends, fiancés, dads. You know, it's very important, especially for those milestones or traditions. The second one that I have is the wedding event planner. Her name's Jan. She's very important. You can see on both slides, this is really how I break it down. Jan is someone who's a professional. She does weddings all the time. You know, she's very big on customer service. So those are really my two main avatars. And I think it's very important to say this because people think just because I'm in the cigar industry, I focus on men. I don't. I focus on the women because they are honestly the doorkeepers, gatekeepers, and they just love finding these things as gifts or as something value, right? Well, next slide. A key risk that we have with our company is that we do have competition. Well, our competition goes from Tony Santana's to Cigar Bros to cigar shops, but we definitely bring a lot of value. Being a veteran-owned company, being huge presence in social media, showing a lot of professionalism, knowledge. I mean, you can look us up on Google, the Mobile Cigar Lounge, and Google My Business, and you can see that we really concentrate on being professional, knowledge, and really walking it through because as we go back from our customers, a lot of these women are not smokers. So we like to walk them through and make them feel comfortable and let them know because they're buying us, they're buying a huge value, they're adding value to their event. And that's something that brings us as kind of like a differentiator from our competition, being veteran owned, being professional, having a great social media outlook. So many times they look at our social media and be like, wow, that we booked you because of this. Looking at our website, they could really see it. They could visualize it. And I think that's important too. Our taxes, just because New Jersey has a 30% tobacco tax, anything could happen. The changing of the law from 18 to 21, health laws, businesses can be duplicated. It just can. There's not a lot that the companies that do what we do, but it can be duplicated. But we strive to make sure we differentiate ourselves from the competition. And obviously the pandemic. The pandemic really struck us, but having a pivot of creating small, intimate parties, I thought was great because it really worked. We had our best revenue months during COVID. It's crazy as it sounds. We busted our butt and we made sure that we kept it going, and people loved it. We stayed strong. As I like to say, companies were going down, people's salaries were getting cut. We were growing our team. We were looking at new areas, training new people, upgrading our equipment. And for us, giving back is very huge for our company. We give back about 5% to local nonprofits because we do it because it's who we are. We're veterans, right? So at that time, we've raised close to $4,000 with giving it to nonprofits, and I think that's very important. It's very key. Next slide. Our plan to expand. Currently, we have 3 trained cigar rollers, 7 tobacconists, 8 veterans, and 2 first responders. We've have over 100 weddings booked in 2020 and 73 5-star reviews on Google. And what I love about this is I made these goals back in June. And I'll explain to you in a bit. So my goals at that time was to train 3 new cigar rollers and 5 tobacconists, have book an additional 50 more weddings, and do 100 plus Google 5-star reviews. And I'm proud to say that we've actually surpassed our goal. It's great when you write goals down, because at the time when I was in June, we were still kind of keeping our heads above water. But I still put those goals down to be realistic, to say, hey, this is what I do for 2020. So for 2020, our team grew to 13. We have 10 veterans and 3 first responders. We booked over 100 plus weddings, and we have close to 100 plus 5-star Google reviews. And the reason why I show this is because we are growing as a company, and you can see that we are very passionate and we look to grow as well, because we believe in our product, we believe in our experience, we believe in our service, and more importantly, we believe in our team. And within the 5 years, I have a goal of doing close to $500,000. And I broke it down to doing 820 events a year and creating different teams around the Philly, South Jersey, and expanding to Delaware and Connecticut. Because the crazy part is New Jersey. You got North Jersey, South Jersey, Central Jersey, the Shore, Philly area. I mean, there's so many areas and there's so many beautiful venues that we have to capitalize on that. So next slide. And lastly, I just want to bring our financials. It's just being very transparent and just showing us as we grow as a company. So in 2019, our actual current sales and revenue was $63,000. For COVID 2020, and I'll explain a little bit, is our sales goal is 125, doing double. Right, right now we're at 115, which is great. Sales have been good, and we're very humbled about that. And our expected profit is around 40,000. And I base on upgrading equipment, training our guys to make sure that we get ready for 2021. As you can see, we grow from 250 to 350, and after my 3-year mark, I go up 10% every year. I think that's a great way just to base ourselves in growth. But who knows? Maybe I'll hit double, $500,000 even faster, even doing this business. For example, back in COVID 2020, in that June when I was putting my goals together, I looked at 2020 in the beginning. I wanted to do close to $250,000. But because of COVID, everything slowed down. And at that time in June, I remember it's on a piece of paper. It was actually on this slide. My goal was $75,000. My current sales were $36,000 in June, and now we're at 115. So you could see that we went from looking and pivoting, and we were doing things like we do the Light 'em Up experience, doing a lot of virtual wedding expos and doing these smaller parties. We started gaining momentum. Now we're super excited about 2021 because that's something where a lot of the weddings are going to be private parties. We booked close to 100 private parties towards the end of the year for the 2020 alone. So I love seeing this because you can see that it does work. We do bring value, and we enjoy it, and we are making money through the process. Being a 2-year business, we're very proud of it. We hit our 6-figure mark 2 weeks ago, and me and the partner just sat down like, wow, this is amazing. With hard work and dedication and passion, it just goes back to going of why we do it, bringing those beautiful experiences and turning them into unforgettable memories, and going through this business as well. It's for unforgettable memories all around. So next slide, and thank you again for the opportunity. Hopefully, I didn't know if there was a time frame on this, so I just kept talking as though I was just presenting. Hopefully, I didn't bore you, but I got you more excited. Or you know what? Your next party, your next event, have us there. See what we do. Enjoy the passion. Enjoy the workmanship of veterans and first responders, because we understand how valuable life is. But I just want to say thank you again for the opportunity. My name is Joey MacDizon, co-founder and CEO of the Mobile Cigar Lounge. Feel free to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest. We're all Twitter. We're all over those sites. But I wish we could have a smoke together. I know this is something totally different, and for you, ladies and gentlemen who are judging us by the video, thank you again for the time and the opportunity. But once again, appreciate it. And we are the Mobile Cigar Lounge. Let us honor your traditions. Thank you and have a great day.